See what they can do as some of the Town Hall 9s and others are under fire. But starting off, we're going to have Tom take on Sophia.
Yep, so we've got that mid Town Hall 10 going against the lowest Town Hall 10. And now Sophia's already been 2-starred. So 68%, in fact, damage on Sophia's base. So hoping to improve on that.
Yeah, they're already attacking that Town Hall 9 with their other attack that hadn't been 3-starred yet. Every other base had been 2-starred. So at this point, they're just strictly going for 3 stars against this base. Galadon, you should throw in the shoutcaster voice, man. Let's get something going on.
Well, we'll see. We've got Korea going after both of the Town Hall 9s. And so obviously they're trying to improve on their attacks as well. But let's take a closer look at this. Trying to get in there, trying to get 3 stars, but I'm not sure if this is going to be an ideal 3-star army composition. Certainly didn't see a kill squad in the beginning.
Yeah, it definitely was not a kill squad. Luckily not having to deal with that new defense at Town Hall 11 just yet, but still, after freezing that multi, there's not many wizards left. Most of them have already died. I guess you can look at this raid from the perspective of trying to increase your percentage points, but still, this is going to be tough.
Yep, the first Inferno has just now gone down. The second one, because it's kind of that anti-3-star setup off in its own little enclosure, and that is definitely going to hinder a high percentage result out of this raid. Looks like we should see at least the 2 stars, but whether or not this attacker can improve on 68%, it remains to be seen. It's going to be a tough call.
Yeah, that's the tough part. Even though you have gotten 2 stars against this base, you need to improve on 68% to give your plan a boost. Looking at the total destruction percentage, it's 65.4% to 61.6, but they are attacking the Town Hall 9s right now, and I promise you guys that's about to change.
Yep, so we'll keep an eye on those attacks, as it looks like they have not quite managed any 3 stars over there yet. And again, the Dom Perignon is being attacked, that other untouched Town Hall 9. And this raid, just a matter of wrapping up and seeing how many percentage points. It looks like it will be an improvement, though. Should be closer to 70% or just beyond as this one wraps up.
Yeah, I forgot there were a couple of extra troops in the bank, so they're going to be able to use those to get some extra percentage points. But like we said, Dom Perignon is under attack. I think you might be attacking it later today, but still, let's just go ahead and check out this final couple of buildings as they go down. This one actually got surprisingly close. It's at 77%. That sort of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see these last buildings going down or closing in on about 80%. You can see you've got Golemites in there that have kind of tanked those other defenses, and that made it possible to clear up a few more of those surrounding structures, as we say. And then you've got a minion and maybe an archer. So we should see 80%. Looks like the minion's going to grab at least 80% as this attack wraps up.
All right, so surprisingly, this ended up getting a bunch of additional percentage points. Yep. Very nice attack right there for Tong from Glory China. 80% for our second highest percentage battle we've seen against the Town Hall 10 today, besides that 93% or 95 that was so. Right, so heading into this next round, you can see the army composition looks like a little bit of a go-wee-wee. It's circa 2014. I love to see it. This was actually my favorite army composition back in the day. As far as a 3-star army composition goes, pretty interesting, but we saw it work earlier.
Yeah, you've got level 35 heroes, Town Hall 10 maxed out troops going against a 9. So we can only hope that this should be a 3-star. Alfie dropping down, trying to clean up the bottom base and just absolutely making sure that this is 3 stars. This is critical. And again, I think based upon what they might have seen in the previous wars, there's no way that they can just take it for granted. They can walk in, steamroll this base, and walk away with 3 stars.
Yep, let's see what happens as some of the wall breakers drop. Those are going to go on the bottom left, or sorry, on the very far left, because it looks like it's a 2-pronged attack on the top and on the left-hand side, and trying to steamroll their way throughout the base, because this base is actually pretty far spread out.
Yeah, and I would like to see a good use of this last jump spell to cover 2 layers of walls. They are a little bit far apart, but there's plenty of room that jump spell could work, and there it is. That's precisely where I would have placed it, and that should bridge the gap right there and help get those units to the far side of the base to complete the 3-star.
All right, 54% so far, upwards of 60 as their troops make their way through. I think there is one more jump spell that those troops will hop over. That's going to give them the exit strategy they need, and with plenty of witches remaining, as well as the King and Queen's ability, this one looks like a 3.
Yep, there goes the Iron Fist, and that's going to accelerate him back to the outside, start to clear out some of those outer structures, and it looks like pretty much a foregone conclusion. There goes the last rage spell on the Archer Queen. She should hopefully turn to her right. There she goes, and she's going to use the jump spell again. Wow, she's getting smarter all the time.
And I can't believe that AI right there. It's much different than those other wars we've done. It's fun to see the streams, especially Finish Clash, where the Queen seemed like she was shooting a wall every other second, as she does shoot that intersection. But nice raid. You would like to see, of course, your mid-level Town Hall 10 to 3-star this Town Hall 9, and he got the job done.
All right. there's the cheer from the home crowd. Well done, Alfie, adding the 3rd star, and that is going to be a key.
Yeah, round number 2. Yeah, round number 2. A 2v2, 2 attacks from both teams. Let's go ahead and check out Pizza Yoke, who was just 2-starred, attacking the bottom Town Hall 9. You'd like to see a 3-star here. That would be a big thing for Sweden.
Yep, bit of a troll Tesla out on the outside of the corner, then the balloon just does get it down. But so here we have the bottom Town Hall 10 going after one of the Town Hall 9s. So again, we see that same situation of hoping to, for sure, grab 3 stars with this attack. Look at the skeleton trap was set on the outside as well, out on the corner.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool mix. I would imagine that there might be, it's either a golem or a hound inside of that clan castle. I'm going to guess a hound because one hound just might not seem like enough, but he's going to go ahead and use his squad on the top right-hand side as they make their way through. This is a huge compartment. This is really nice. You don't need that many jump spells.
Exactly. It's more of a typical trophy chasing base that we see, especially at Town Hall 10.
Definitely.
But I really liked the Tesla and the skeleton trap set on the outside corner. That was absolutely an attempt at an anti-3. Should that attack not start in that corner, should the attacker not know that that's there, then that Tesla and with the skeleton trap stopping him at the last second could prevent the 3.
All right, looks like the 2 air defense in the center are still remaining. The hounds are making their way through. I do believe there's still one hound left that's taking most of the damage from those air defense, but with the balloons sped up, I think this is looking decent, especially with that Queen's ability as well.
Yeah, I like the drop of the last balloons at the top of the screen after those defenses have already been distracted by the other units that are coming out of the core. Good rage spell, catching just about every balloon in that big pack, and that's a giant pack of balloons. They should not have any problem. And like I've said over and over again, any raid where you see a lava hound up when all of the air defenses are down, almost always 3 stars.
Pizza Yoke flexing on camera right now. He knows that that one's going to be a 3-star. Really nicely done by him, especially because there was, I think this base was already attacked once, and he was able to sniff out those Teslas, so a no funny business with this raid. 3 stars for Sweden that they desperately needed right there. Nice raid. Of course, the Finnish audience isn't too happy about that, but very, very nicely done. Good job, Sweden.
Yes, so yes, that base had been attacked by the other Town Hall 9, Gikaya, from
or clans will be attacking at the same time, and we're going to go ahead and spectate Ken as he tries to take down Tong. So a 2-on-2 mirror matchup.
And right away it looks like a 3-star strategy. This is number 2 versus number 2, and you can see it's going to be this Giants lead in, distract the Inferno Towers, and then Hog Riders in to clean up. Although I usually see a few more Hogs than this, you've got the heal spell, so it's a telltale sign that he is absolutely going for 3 stars.
Yeah, cheeky use of that Barbarian right there to take out that Spring Trap. Very nicely done to break into that section right there.
Nice.
And 4 Earthquakes. We are going to be quaking and baking with those Hog Riders right there. Let's see what he does.
I like it, and it's hard to see, but you can notice that the left compartment is actually open to the center. Just one wall went down, but it is open, and the Hog Rider's coming in early on the top left of the base there.
All right, looks like he might be trying to redirect some other troops. We'll have to see the use of those Hog Riders. There's only 2 of them, so those will take out of the Archer Towers, while the Wizards are able to take care of those defenses before they get Spring Trapped. That's a tragedy.
That was nice. That was a close call. You got the Lava Hound out in the center there. Big confrontation as all the units converge on the opening that was created by the Earthquake spells.
Yeah, keep in mind there is a single targeted Inferno Tower. That's actually going to be not too effective against those Giants. It's going to take a while to ramp up, but unfortunately if the King or some of the other extremely high hit point troops run into that thing, he only has 1 free spell to deal with it, which is going to drop right now.
Yeah, and that's it for the Hog Riders, and that heal spell doesn't look like it, well, it might help the Giants that look like they're continuing their way around that outside enclosure, and finally coming from the far left all the way off to the right where after the Town Hall, there's the 1st star.
Very nicely done. He actually took the long route to get to the Town Hall, and because of that, he's going to get rewarded with a ton of percentage points against this base. He absolutely decimated the left-hand side of it, and I see a lot of free buildings towards the top if the Wizards can take those out.
Yeah, if the Queen can just get this Expo out of the way, it looks like the Golems are effectively tanking for her, which is a big difference late in a 3-star attack. If she can stay up and be protected, she could go all the way.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is they just split into Golemites, so the Queen is going to have to fend for herself with those Giants attacking the wall right there. Gonna pop her abilities soon. This was such a close raid. Wow, you gotta have a lot of guts to go for a 3-star, and that the Queen's trying her best, but just a little bit Oh, that's...
Those cannons are just going to cost her 3 cannons left in that last enclosure, and a great valiant effort, and probably about the highest percentage we've seen on this base today.
Yeah, this was probably my favorite attack of the tournament so far. A really nice job by Ken. Glory China showing why they are the Korean Clash Invitational winners, and maybe the only thing that he would regret was dropping some of those wizards on the left-hand side, but I don't know. You can't really complain about an attack like this.
This attack isn't over yet. The wizards are going to clean up those structures on the left-hand side. You've still got giants in there after that. A cannon, time is going to run out, but this is going to be way closer than even we expected. This could be in the high 90s.
Oh, they're all going for the cannon. Go for the dark elixir storage.
This is so close. I had no idea we get this close.
97%.
There goes the giants. 5 seconds left.
You've only got one chance.
Look at all the wizards that are still there. They're going to get to 98. Oh my God. That was absolutely a surprise. I had no idea that much of an attack.
For war number 3.
Yep, and it looks like Sweden is getting attacked, and there we go. So we got some more attacks starting up, and now here we've got an unusual. We've got a Town Hall 9 going up against their bottom Town Hall 10.
Yeah, we actually see Max. She's going to be attacking Narkusi right here, and let's see what she can do. If she can pull a 2 against this base, that's actually pretty significant because that'll open themselves up to more strategies, but I can actually see what they're doing this. We saw this in Korea where the people were using anti-3-star bases, similar to this base here, and you would use your 9 to try to get 2.
Exactly. Given that Town Hall off to the side like that makes it a lot easier for a lower level player to get in and get 2 stars. The Inferno Tower is doing a lot of damage there right in the center, and the lack of the freeze spell at Town Hall 9 is really hurting this attack.
Oh yeah, absolutely brutal with those 2 Inferno Towers just hacking away at the golems right there, but looks like the King's going to take a couple of smacks at that Town Hall. Let's see if he's able to take that out. It looks like he will.
Nice, so that's 31% though, so the heroes both have their abilities left. You got a couple of cleanup troops. You can see there are some exposed structures that if this King can get through that wall, that should make a difference there as they're working, or is that the Queen? Oh, double giant bombs, that's not going to help things. These level 25 heroes suffering a lot of damage, and that is the Archer Queen on the outside, just about to go down.
Yeah, she's actually able to take care of 2 more buildings, which is pretty fortunate. You can still see that she's out of range until that Wizard Tower and Expo get her, but she's at 48%. She really needs to get this last percentage point.
There it is.
Boom.
Nice job.
50%. Nice job by Max. She was able to pull that one out of nowhere. And as a Town Hall 9 to 2-star that Town Hall 10, that definitely opens themselves up to some more strategy as we get later in this war. But definitely the best attack of this war so far, going up at Town Hall.
Number 1, Elephant going right in, not messing around against a very spread out base of Zeus.
This is the attack strategy I like to call busted. Just rolling your golems on your iPad and letting those wizards clean it up. So let's see what he can do as he opens up some compartments on the top left. Now, rather than go for the T intersections, he decided to open up 3 separate compartments to be able to control his golems a little bit better. So we'll see if that pays off as he face rolls his troops down on the battlefield.
That's not quite a face roll. There's 2, 2, and 2. He put very carefully deployed each of the golems in there. He's got the heroes following in down the center, hoping to get towards that Town Hall. And the golems down the side. We got the jump spells. I like the placement of the jump spells. We've got all sorts of access all the way into the core from both the units going down the center and on both sides there is the defenses. The Teslas are up, and that could help draw those golems in towards the center. Yeah, this is a really nicely laid out attack because he spread himself out so far wide. He knows he's going to be able to get a lot of percentage points with this. So as the King and Queen make their way in, they're going to start to have to deal with that first Inferno Tower who's cooking down some of the wizards. Yep, and notice on the bottom left, the golems pathed in because of the base design, had the elixir storage, the base, and the gold mine there. The golems went right in towards the center. That might be a slight error in base design, allowing those golems to path right in and help protect the heroes and the wizards. Yeah, unfortunately, the free spell wasn't able to save the wizards in time. A lot of those guys actually went down, but still 2 stars already for this raid. Very nicely done from 10 Elephant, and this is definitely what we were expecting to see. Exactly. This is more like what we thought we would see. Well over a 60%. The Queen still has her ability in hand, and so we're going to see close to, or maybe more than, a 70% attack against their number 1 base. This is how you want to start off a clan war. Yeah, this is great. This is going to be a high percentage raid, getting over 70% against one of the Town Hall 10s. You assume you're going to 100% the Town Hall 9, so this will give you a huge destruction percentage. And yeah, 72%, nicely done by Glory China for our first attack of our second war. strat, and I bet you he's going in to try to 3-star this Town Hall 10 just for pride.
All right, we've got 5 lightning yet again. If you guys have not seen this strategy before, absolutely broken. You're going to wait for the queen to get on top of that Inferno Tower before you drop those spells. Let's see what happens as he drops them.
That was a little late. He's trying to take out the Clan Castle as well.
Nice.
Look at that. The Clan Castle and the Inferno both fell together.
This stream is rated R. That was disgusting.
That is something you don't see often. That is what we're talking about when we were talking about this new Lightning Storm spell strategy and how it is going to have to affect where you lay out bases. You've got to now think about where the queen paths, Inferno Towers, air defenses, and of course Clan Castles.
Well, I have to question why he hasn't used his wall breakers yet, because the golem was out of range of getting into that first compartment on the very top. And because of that, he had to pop his queen's ability already. She's going to go down in just a second unless some things change.
Yep, and you've got both of those air defenses that are still standing, and the queen's not going to get to that air defense. She has almost no chance of getting there. You can tell because the air defense has set 4 spaces in that enclosure, she is going to path around, and yep, the archer tower is going to finish her off.
Yeah, that's literally it's a fine line in class, just not having those wall breakers break through that first wall. Let the queen actually get attacked by multiple defenses. Really going to hurt this raid. And unlike the first one that we saw from the last war, he still has an Inferno Tower left, so it's going to be tough to crack this cookie.
Yep, and right there, you notice a base design being implemented as that air defense is 4 spaces back. It seems like such a minor detail, but it made all the difference in that raid. Now the attacker forced to drop the Lava Hound and the balloons up, starting at that 10 o'clock position where he could have gone further left had she taken that out as part of her kill squad duties.
All right, well, taking a look at this attack, one of the downsides of using all those lightning spells means you don't have a rage spell or any haste spells, so those balloons are going to balloon parade across the base extremely slowly as they make their way to that air sweeper. They're wrapping it up right there.
That is painful to watch. They're just unbelievably slow, and it's something we're not used to because you almost always see rage spells used with these lava loon style attacks or even Golaloon. You're going to want those rage spells. So it's a sacrifice, and I know we talked to the Clash team about that this week. They were actually excited to see this Lightning Storm attack because although it seems overpowered because it does take out so many super powerful defenses at the beginning, it's a trade-off, and it makes the second half of the attack that much more difficult.
Well, looking at 79%, the Town Hall was not able to go down. This one looks like it's going to be a single star, but a valiant attempt.
It was a good 3-star strategy. It's always fun to watch the Lightning Storm, to see that Clan Castle go down early, those troops to just burn away in that horrific fire in the center of the village.
All right, well, the Lava Pups are going to do their thing on the outside, get a couple of extra resources to upgrade that war base, but still 85% 1-star. A nice attempt, but that's only going to be
a 1-star wonder over here on the left-hand side from Sweden, 1-star. So number 3 up against number 2. So attacking up, but only slightly. And it looks like we've got some Lava Lunia.
All right, looks like he's just going to steamroll from the top right-hand side, trying to get his way to that Town Hall, and likely just going for a 2-star against the space to open themselves up later in the raid. So again, sweeping the top right. Plenty of minions left to try to get those leftover buildings to the end. The first 3 spells been dropped.
Yep, and we're saving that 3rd rage. The first 2, there comes the 3rd one, so got to catch those balloons, otherwise they would not have been in rage whatsoever. Good use of the 2nd free spell again, stopping the Inferno Tower and the air defense, and we just lost all of the balloons.
Oh my god, that was a balloon massacre, whether it's the dragon in the Clan Castle, the double Inferno Towers. I mean, this setup was just designed to burn balloons.
No, this absolutely, somebody over there in Team Finland was expecting an air attack, and that balloon just devastated those, the dragon devastated the balloons, and they went down in a heartbeat.
Yeah, not only having that, but having the skeleton traps set to air, which is semi-rare nowadays. They definitely had to have been thinking that this is coming, so pretty rough stuff here for Razor 2. He's going to have to try to pull off a miracle with the King and Queen if he's trying to get 2 stars, but it looks like he's just going to go and drop the King right here and surrendering in the fact that he's just going to go for a single star.
Either that or he's going to wait and see how far his King can get with those other supporting troops. It's a long shot, but if the King could try to get around to 50%, but no, there's so much protection in the core. You see obviously both Infernos, all 3 Expos, multiple Teslas. So yeah, one star is going to be the most we're going to see here.
All right, 42% with the queen remaining. She's sort of just hanging out back at base right now with a couple of minions. Of course, you can use those to try to pick off some extra buildings. The Dark Elixir storage is super tanky as is, so I don't know if that's going to fly, but maybe a minion on that spell or that laboratory on the very top. But besides that, I don't think the queen's going to be able to fight through 2 heroes, 2 Infernos in the Expo.
Yeah, you can tell he's looking, and that's the different part about the way this is set up is we are watching this live. He's in the room with us, and nope, he has gone off for the safety bottom left. It looked like maybe for a moment he was trying to consider if there was a possibility of the queen pathing and getting a lucky shot in that town hall. But she's going to be down on the bottom left, and it's going to be a struggle for the 1 star, but it looks like she should get it with the help of her archers and the royal cloak. So there it is, 1 star for the first attack. And so we'll see where we stand as the first round. Finland wants to get this crowd behind them right now. So a big win from Team Finland would definitely do a lot for morale. And it looks like we've got Alfie, their number 2, going up against the fully maxed Niall of Sweden.
Those jump spells right there, those are a little bit early as the troops make their way in. Maybe would have wanted to hold those a little bit longer, but hey, he's the one over there. Let's see what he does with this. 2% so far, only a single building had dropped. And most of the troops are being dropped as we wait on the heroes.
It looks like the wall breakers have failed to get through that outer wall, and those jump spells are being left by themselves.
That's
right
brutal.
now. The golem's stranded on the outside, and that far left Inferno is reaching beyond that outer wall, and that's just absolute disaster right now.
Do you know off the top of your head how long those jump spells left at max?
Not long enough.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it.
The freeze spell precisely placed between the Expo and the Inferno Tower, just not quite what he was hoping for. Freezing only the cannon. That Inferno is just devastating these troops.
Yeah, that's pretty rough right there. A couple of troops remaining, but the Hound is causing havoc. Of course, the Queen and King are already down, so besides a couple of Golemites and a minion, this one will be a 0-star attack.
Yeah, that was, I think it was premature confidence on getting through that outer wall.
Yeah, definitely.
That made all the difference. If that wall gets opened by those wall breakers, then you probably see a 2-star attack. But instead, there was a little bit of desperation. You saw the rage spell go off to the left. The free spell, that was really after things had been decided at that point. So we're not going to see a star here against their number 1 player. So we'll have to wait for a future round to try to add a star.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of confidence attacking up from Alfie, going from the number 2 to the number 1 player, attacking Niall, who is seen as the ringer of Team Sweden, but 39.
All right, so taking a look, we're going to be watching, this time it's number 3, Frank, attacking up 1. So the bottom level Town Hall 10 going after number 2, Ken. And Ken was previously 2-starred. So we've got an attack here that is either going to try to improve percentage, which was 62% in the first attack, or ideally try to grab the 3rd star.
Yeah, let's see what he can do with this. It seems more likely that he's going to just go for that high percentage 2-star. Sort of a similar strategy to what we saw with Ken when he used his army composition to try to make his way around the base. That wasn't even a traditional 3-star attack, was? Or he had a couple of Hog Riders in there, and Giants.
Probably not enough. Like you see here, 3. I would have liked to have seen that other jump spell a little bit further in, maybe opening another enclosure if you're specifically shooting for just percentage at this point. There goes the single target Inferno going to work on units at the bottom, freezing the near Inferno. Again, it's always key not to waste that freeze spell on a single target Inferno if it's after a low value troop. And there, it looked like it was on the Barbarian King. That's when he dropped it, saved the King's life.
Yeah, and he's holding on to the Clan Castle troops right now. You have to imagine he was trying to save that for the very top of the base, or it looks like it actually is a golem. That's pretty late if you're trying to go for that Town Hall. The Queen needed a little bit of backup, and as she makes her way in there, that golem is just going to pretty much just hang out in the bottom side of the base.
Yeah, that might have been a little bit of overconfidence, thinking that this was a gimme 2-star, just going for a high percentage, saving, like you said, the golem for late to try to tank some of those other defenses, grab a few more percentage points. But again, this base has already been 2-starred, so this attack isn't going to matter at this point. And so Frank not able to grab any stars off of Ken.
Yep, well, that's going to do it for this attack. A minion and an archer on the top, trying to get that war loot bonus to take back home, but I don't think it's going to mean too much here. The surrender button is out. 40